around and they raise their hand for the same question. Guys, coming back to you, gang affiliation, who you are or were affiliated with. First man.
I was affiliated, Freddie Washington once again, I was affiliated with the Vice Lords on the west side of Chicago.
Next man.
Traveler Vice Lord from the west side.
Next.
Almighty Land, Kings and Queens, Nation, Humboldt Park.
Guys, the question is the same that we do all the time. Standard question. Why did you join the gang? What was the draw and attraction? And to the audience, the reason I'm asking this is because if this is your plight or if this is your concern with your kids or kids that you work with, most of the reasons that these guys give will line up with those young people. It's usually some of the things that they're going to say here. Again, our presentation is not advocating or trying to glorify gangs and drugs. It's just the opposite. We're trying to educate, okay? So why did you join? What was the draw? What was the attraction for you?
Basically, the peer pressure, I wanted to hang out with the guys in the neighborhood. Started off sort of like a block club thing, and it took off from there. We just wanted to hang out together, and we wanted to make sure that nobody would pick on us and stuff like that, so we stuck together, and it led to other things.
Next man.
I would say mostly family. All my family were part of a gang, the Vice Lords, and money. It was street power, things like that.
For me, primarily, it was my big brother. He was a Black Panther, and I thought I can join an organization that would be either assimilate or equal the Black Panthers. And it was the Vice Lords at that particular time. It was a negative. It was a positive force, but subsequently it turned into a negative.
Guys, if you would, by show of hands, those of you who have been shot or stabbed or had things happen to your family because of the choices you made. First man, what happened to your family because of your choices?
Well, I'll venture to say what happened to me, but in my family, I had a brother that got shot 3 times. He was with some Vice Lords and with some other brothers, and they were talking about various things on the corner, and they were just drinking, and he got shot and almost lost his life.
Thanks, man.
It was a gun that I found, and I didn't want to return it. So my brother suffered the consequences. He almost was killed. He was kidnapped, but thank God he got away.
Next man.
Back in the early 80s, I got shot in the kneecap. I was sitting on the street corner selling drugs, and opposition gang came by and shot, and I got shot in the knee. I also got a brother committed suicide back in 1990 due to gang activity, and I've lost a cousin and a few good friends.
One of the reasons that we ask this question when we're doing this presentation is to let the young people know that no matter what they see in the neighborhood or no matter what they hear when they're looking at the TV programs, that this stuff is real, that there's a domino effect. There is a cause and effect when you decide to let somebody put this kind of label on you or when you become actively involved in this type of activity. There's a domino effect for everybody. We often say that if you start hollering that you are GD, you are Latin King, guess what? And you parents need to hear this. You are too. I'm going to say that again. When your kid starts hollering that he's GD, Latin King, traveling Vice Lord, you are too if that kid lives in your house. And I had a parent shout out to me, how can that be? I ain't nothing. I said, well, think about it this way. Here your son or your daughter, because this thing happens to girls also, Safer just happens to be an all-male facility. When your daughter and son start hollering that they're affiliated with that particular gang, after a while, some of these gangs say, you know what, this person is really, really slick. This person is really, really fast, and we really having a problem catching up with him, right? And then they simply begin to monitor and watch where your kid comes out of every day. That's usually your house, right? And so if I can't get him, I get the next best thing. When I heard something you love, I'm assured that he's going to show up at the funeral. And then all of you have heard or seen these crazy funerals that take place where at the last place this person is supposed to be respected, then there's gunfire. So I often ask the question, how is it as parents, and I don't know your plight. Please don't take it as I'm the authority. I'm just a cop who is a mother who works with teens for a long, long time, right? But my question goes back to just the basic stuff. How is it that a kid can bring things into your home? How is it that they can have new things? How is it that if they're girls, can they have new hairdos? If they're guys, they can have new gym shoes, and you didn't provide it, and nobody's challenging them to where did this come from? It's just a little food for thought, right?